Imagine going from $0 in sales to $85,400 in sales in just 82 days. Well, that's exactly what we did for our client Ben in the property investment space. The craziest thing was, this was for a brand new business who had never run Facebook ads before. But to copy these results for your business, you don't need ads, and you don't even need a landing page. What you need is a system that will predictably and consistently turn your meta ads into qualified leads and help you to double your business. In fact, the campaign we ran for Ben has been so successful, we actually broke the news, but more on that soon. The best part, you don't need massive budgets and you don't need to worry about lead quality with this system. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step to copy and paste it into your own business. Let's get into it. Okay, so step one was to build Ben's lead machine funnel. And Ben came to us with 3 problems in his business to solve. Number one was his business was based on referrals and he needed a predictable way to get leads and sales to grow the business. Number 2 was that he felt stuck. He had read all the Alex Hormozi and Dan Kennedy books, but he didn't have time to figure all of this out and he just wanted someone to do it. And number 3 is ultimately he was struggling to stand out in a hyper competitive market and needed help with his messaging. So he had a website, but he knew that wasn't going to be enough. And here's a fun fact, if you're sending paid ads to your website, you're probably burning your money because websites are typically built like an online informational brochure, not a sales tool, like a funnel to systematically convert cold traffic into leads. This means if you're sending ads to a website, it's like you're sending your most qualified prospects to your front desk person and expecting them to magically close those prospects into sales instead of sending those prospects to your best performing salesperson. So the first thing we did was build Ben's funnel so that we actually had somewhere to send his Facebook ads to before we started spending money on ads. Now, I've worked with over 1,000 businesses on their marketing campaigns, and there were 4 really cool big levers we focused on for Ben that allowed us to drive such awesome results for a brand new ad account. And here it is. The first lever was to build the opportunity, build the urgency, and explain why now. We used a concept in the copy we called the golden window, and we first introduced that opportunity in the lead, right? The first paragraph to open a loop in the reader's mind. Then we leverage 3 big economic and environmental forces to explain why right now is the perfect time for a person to buy property, right? We leverage trusted sources like Australian Bureau of Statistics and the Financial Review as the source for the statistics, as the source for the reason to back up our claims. This is like clout jacking, and we tap into the authority these publications have. We borrow their trust with the audience, right? Then further down on the page, we hammer home the urgency with a warning that the window is closing. And this warning is also a really good pattern interrupt on the page. So if someone is a scroller, because some people are, they will stop and they will pay attention. Okay, so now we've shown how we've built the opportunity and built the urgency. Here was the second lever, and that was Ben's proprietary system. And a proprietary system is the unique way that you get your market results. In simpler terms, it's how you take your customers from their crappy before state into their desired after state. So let's think of it this way. Your customers are trying to escape from this shitty before state. Their life sucks and they're frustrated. Something's annoying them. And they want to get into the desired after state, a dream outcome, a transformation. That is what you sell, right? Your business is just a vehicle to help your prospect to go from before state to the after state. And no one cares about you, they care about the transformation. And that proprietary system helps explain why you are the best vehicle to go from A to B. Now, when we interviewed Ben in the onboarding, we uncovered that people don't just want one property. Their dream outcome is a portfolio of properties that will help them to achieve financial freedom. And Ben already had a proven system to build a portfolio of profitable properties. He had used it for himself and already helped many other clients to get results. But his system didn't have a name and he hadn't taken the time to document the core steps yet. So, based on our research and the interview, we created something called the multiplier strategy, a 4-step system to help his market build a property portfolio. So why should you care? Do you even need a proprietary system for your own marketing, right? Well, a proprietary system is important because it shows that you have a proven, repeatable system. Proven, i.e. you've done it for yourself and you've got the results yourself if you can. And then repeatable, that you have helped others to achieve the same dream outcome. Now, it's also important because having this system, it feels like something new and different, and you want to educate on your proprietary system in your marketing and get people sold and excited about the system. Then voila, you are the only person who sells the system. So they've got to get it from you. Plus, your proprietary system will be different to what your competitors are doing and what your market have already tried and failed to get results with. If you don't feel different to what they have tried and failed with previously, why would they waste their time and money on you? Okay, once we have this, it's easy to stand out and separate yourself from the competition entirely. And now this brings us to lever 3 for the campaign, and this was to really hone in and build Ben's authority, which is also why the entire landing page and all of the copy in the funnel is written in Ben's voice. When we create the landing page, we think of it like a digital appointment setter. Effectively, we want to be able to clone Ben into a digital format. We want the copy to feel like one-to-one communication and to build a relationship with Ben. Now you can see in the lead, we have a short letter addressed to the person reading. It all feels very one-to-one. We're entering the conversation going on in their mind, and we're showing them that we understand them and introduce our solution. Now, as they continue to read and to scroll and talking to Ben in their mind, they start to hear more about Ben's story with different affinity links in the copy. And an affinity link just means what about you and your story your market will resonate with, right? So think about who are your customers and who are you, and where's the overlap, and how can you create that connection with them? Okay, next is the 4th lever, my favorite, and the one that will impact your business the most. It is the offer. And the offer is what you give them to take the next step with you. If you want to learn more about how to create winning offers and to get more qualified leads, I've got a full 3-hour offer creation workshop, and like 900 people have gone through it. It's just $17. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to join and you want to see more step-by-step process on how to make offers. Anyway, basically, you have multiple offers in your business, right? The one that we created for Ben is his lead generation offer. Now, we need to get a lead before we can get a sale. But here's the thing, we don't just want any old leads, right? It's easy to give away free shit that brings in shit leads who don't buy. And that's the problem most people have with their meta ads. They get horrifically unqualified leads. So for this campaign, we needed to think, well, what makes a qualified lead and how can we create an experience where they are primed to buy? Because that's the point of your marketing. We're not trying to get leads, we're trying to get buyers, good buyers, high quality, money in the bank. So your marketing, the sales just starts in your marketing, and you have to start thinking about that now in your ads and in your funnel. So we created an offer where they get to see properties, and we show them in the sales call what life would be like if they owned them, right? And this triggers a cognitive bias of the endowment effect. So the endowment effect describes a circumstance in which an individual places a higher value on an object that they already own than the value they would place on the same object if they did not own it. So we want them to feel like they do own it, right? So we qualify them through the form. Ben only speaks to leads who meet a certain criteria, so he doesn't waste his time. And then on that call, he presents 3 potential investment opportunities based on their requirements, triggering that endowment effect, right? They don't want to let those go. That's their call. So the actual sales call leads with value. It doesn't feel like someone is just going to be sold to. And by telling what the offer is, it removes that uncertainty anxiety. But this system works because it doesn't just focus on the funnel, right? That's just one component. It focuses on the whole campaign strategy to get more qualified leads that actually convert into buyers. Now that brings us to the next part of Ben's lead machine system, his ads. So step 2 is we want to create ads to get attention. And just like how your traffic is worthless unless you have a funnel to convert it, your funnel is totally worthless unless you have quality traffic to go through it. So the goal with Ben's ads is to find his $1 million ad. We're looking to find winning ads. Now, media buyers, a winning ad does not mean the least shit out of a bunch of shitty ads, right? A winning ad is determined based on the KPIs our team sets. So the ad either hits the KPIs, is crowned a winner, and then we can scale and iterate, or they don't and they die. But the only way to find these $1 million ads is to test. And we test a bunch of ads every month, and most tests fail. But it's only a failure if you don't learn something. And you only don't learn something if you don't know why you ran the test. So for Ben, he initially had a smaller budget, right? So it's important to test what we call big swing ads. And this means we want to test really different ads so we can learn what works and what doesn't, right? Now, there's about 3 components of what we call a big swing ad. First, we decide the messages we want to test, right? What is the message? When we're creating ads, we want to have a hypothesis behind what we are testing and why. So we use our research that we've done in the early stages to come up with the messaging hypotheses. Messages could be pain, gain, contrarian, direct to offer, proof-led, or one of many different messaging categories that we have. Once we know this, step 2, we decide on the ad concept to put those messages to the test, right? And we run lots of variations, different headlines, visual hooks, formatting styles like GIFs versus stills versus videos, whatever, to see which combinations perform best. And then step 3 is analyze the data. It's all about letting the data decide the winners. So we'd analyze the results, look at the metrics like click-through rates, conversion costs, whatever, and then the overall return on ad spend. So here's the thing. Some ads got a lot of leads. They were cheap, but we don't want to optimize for leads. We want to optimize for buyers. And this is where really that step 3 of the lead machine comes in. We need to optimize the system. Unfortunately, you don't just launch a meta ads campaign and then get to retire to the Bahamas a millionaire. Sorry. Marketing is a really humbling sport. And once you launch the lead machine system, it requires constant optimization and tweaking based on the data and the market feedback. So I've launched over 600 funnels and campaigns. I work with like hundreds, thousands of clients. It's not easy to get qualified leads from Meta, but it is simple. You just need to know how to read the data and what to do based on what the data is telling you, right? Like have a plan. The problem is most marketers or agencies, they just look at these like top line lead metrics. They'll brag about, oh, we got $4 leads, for example. But the problem is Ben doesn't want cheap, shitty leads. He wants buyers. So there are 2 key levers we can pull on in the lead generation for Ben or any client: quality and quantity. Now, these aren't mutually exclusive, but for most of our clients, they want to prioritize quality over quantity. They're even willing to pay more per lead if it means a higher percentage of those leads actually convert into customers, right? And so if you understand your economics, increasing your cost per lead to improve the quality can be a really smart trade-off. Now, at first, our lead quality for Ben's campaign wasn't perfect. That's okay, because we know how to improve it. And to improve it, we just implemented a really tight feedback loop between marketing and sales. So Ben and his sales team would be giving us constant updates in Slack or in like Go How Level, our spreadsheet, providing very detailed feedback on every single lead we close. Then we closely track which specific ads and creatives and messaging and campaigns we're bringing in the most qualified leads that actually turn into buyers. This open communication between sales and marketing allows us to quickly identify the top performing ads and double down and scale and iterate based on what is working, right? And that's all based on that North Star metric for the campaign, sales. It also showed us which messages or offers weren't resonating, so we could shut them off and relocate that ad spend to somewhere better. So, what are the results for Ben so far? Well, in the first 90 days, Ben has closed 7 new high-ticket sales. And I know that's a little bit different to the hypey crap a lot of us are used to hearing when it comes to marketing. But this is awesome for the first 90 days of a brand new campaign with a relatively new business, a long lead to sales time, high consideration, small budget, and founder-to-led sales, right? The other benefit is there's a compounding effect, right? So Ben also has a new pipeline built of quality leads that continue to turn into sales every day. And now Ben has a lead machine system that actually works. We can scale the ad spend for Ben to grow the business. Now, here's where it gets really, really cool, because we used our system to test so many ads to find great ads. The Daily Mail actually reached out to Ben to feature his new proprietary system and the results it gets. This gave Ben free PR from a publication that has a readership of 8.8 million per month. Amazing, right? And that article has already led to new leads and sales for Ben, which is awesome. So team, if you're like Ben and you want to get started on Meta ads, or you're already running Meta ads, but they're not working for you, remember this, right? You don't need ads. You don't need a landing page. You don't even need a funnel. You need a system, a proper campaign strategy. And now the only thing better than this information from this video is implementation. So if you are a B2B or high ticket B2C business doing $1 million plus, you're ready to double your business and want someone to build and manage this for you, just click the link below to book in a call directly with me, no sales bros promise, and apply to work with myself and my agency. Or if you're just looking for more information and you want to DIY this, you can either get our offer course in the description or check out this next video, which reveals our entire lead machine system in action. And team, I'll see you in the next video.